What's up, YouTube family? Today I have a very special video for you on the channel. I've been around these places for 2 years now, and this was one of the very first videos I recorded. A person who lived completely alone in the mountains here in Asturias, isolated in a village where only his house was still standing, and he refused to leave. And those of you who are regulars, I think you know who I'm talking about. It's Mariano. For those of you who don't know him, Mariano is a person who has decided to spend the last years of his life here in this little village you're seeing, nestled in this incredible place. And my intention is to go down to see him because it's been quite a while since I've heard anything about him. We talk on the phone and all that, but we haven't seen each other in person for a very long time. He mentioned visiting a small village where he has a contact, and I think we'll learn a lot from it. So I'm not going to go on much longer. I'll leave my social media, as always, over there in case you want to stay a bit more up to date with the content I don't upload here on YouTube. And let's get to it. I'm already in this small village. For those who remember, only this little ruined house is still standing. Now I'm going to look for the guy who lives there. I left the car here because there isn't much space either. I think he must have heard me already. Look, yes, he's coming out. Mariano, how are you? Good, good.
Here, so what's up? Around here again?
Yes, people missed you. Wait, let me put the mic on you so you can be heard clearly. People really missed you. And they were constantly asking me, and Mariano? What's up with Mariano? Wow, it snowed and was so cold lately. Look at the snow up there. I thought, I'll visit Mariano. We talked by phone and your idea came up to go meet someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a nearby village. How are you doing?
Well, good. Here, in paradise as always.
You've fallen in love with this place?
Absolutely. I wouldn't trade this for anything in the world.
People were concerned, saying, how's Mariano? It's been 2 years. Maybe they've moved to Gijón.
No, that's not happening right now. That topic isn't even being considered yet, but well, maybe someday it will be.
It'll be your turn?
Yeah, man, the years start to limit your life a bit.
Yeah, and actually the road to get here, I took 2 hours from my house, but even from Cangas de Onís, which is the closest big town, it still takes a while.
Man, to Cangas de Onís from here, it takes you almost 3/4 of an hour, a good long 45 minutes. It takes longer to leave here and reach the main road than to get from there to Cangas de Onís.
Yeah.
It takes a long time, kilometers, although, well, from here to Cangas de Onís, it's 30 kilometers. I mean, just look at the distance, but of course, this road is something else.
Yes, it's something else. I was coming down here, my car even slid down once. And today? Yes, the back end slipped and I lost control. I struggled a bit coming in. It's tough.
And everything, and I almost lost my breakfast here? Yeah.
Yeah. So how were these days here with the snow? Did you get a lot of snow?
Practically nothing because it snowed Sunday night. And by Monday around noon, it started to rain, and that's it. The road and everything were clear again.
No, it's climate change. Yes, I mean climate change.
Yeah, you can notice climate change, but, well, I mean, compared to before. I remember here as a kid, there were snowfalls that lasted almost 3 months, one after another. And come on, but now this isn't even a shadow of that.
You were buried here, right? Couldn't move. Snowfall here,
With snowfalls, here were snowfalls over 1 meter high, and now in recent years, 85 centimeters is the most we've had here. But they're just snowfalls that don't last long. Well, the one that lasted the longest for me was during that famous Filomena storm, when I was here for 21 days without being able to go out. But really, it was more because of the ice, not the snow. Then that part over there, since it's very shady, the snow doesn't go away there, and then the snow had piled up. And then it happened that my tractor broke down, because with the tractor you can get around and all that.
That? With this little tractor you have here?
No, another one.
Did you have another one?
Another one. Well, I prepared that bucket in the back for this one for when that happens to gather the snow, that's all. But anyway, I haven't even tried it yet.
Well, you're a cautious man.
Man, here you always had to have things ready before the time comes.
What did you suggest on the phone today? Where are we going?
Well, today we have to go see a little town called Bis, and then we're going to go to Miega.
Okay.
Well, for me, Miega is a town, but it's also the whole setting, or it's both at the same time, but anyway.
I was in Miega once and I loved it. It had spectacular views.
There's a viewpoint there with beautiful views, and you can see the town, you can see everything. Well, you can see all these mountains around here, and well,
I think they'll enjoy it today like we did and we'll have a great time.
and you'll see it for yourself.
All right, let's go there if you want.
All right, let's go.
Well, we've just arrived in Bis. We're visiting the area, well, the oldest part of the town, it seems. It has some spectacular views of the mountains here. It's beautiful, Mariano. That's why you wanted me here, right? Yes.
The truth is, it's really worth it, mainly to see what's left, because soon there won't be much left.
Yes. A neighbor here was just telling me, well, she didn't want to come out, but a neighbor was telling us that, well, I asked how many people were registered here and they told me none. As for the people actually living here, there must be about 13 people or something like that. Now let's introduce Mariano and discuss him in more detail. That's it. Registered people are different from those who actually live here. Yes, it changes a lot. Look how beautiful this square is, full of Horios. How beautiful. This little house we have here is Mati's little house, and I imagine she must be around here because we told her we were coming. Mati, are you around? How are you? Good.
And you?
Very well. Really looking forward to meeting you. Well,
Likewise.
let me just put the microphone on you first so people can hear you well because Mariano told me you have a lot of things to tell me about this place. Well,
Let's see. I'm 66 years old and I moved away to Tierra de Ciro when I was 25, but I kept coming back every weekend, summers, and during the kids' vacations. And then I was there for 30 years. And in 2014, due to life circumstances and my parents' illnesses, I came back here to live full time. And I've been here since 2014. And here I am. Then my husband retired, and now we're both here. Because my father and my mother were both from here, and my father even more so, because their parents and grandparents were all from here, and yet my mother, well, my mother's father, my grandfather, was from San Roman. He came here, so he wasn't as native as the rest. My mother, she was born here and died here, and my father was born here, and well, he died somewhere else due to life circumstances, but they never left here.
in their whole lives,
In their whole lives, only when they were hospitalized. Or when my father did his military service in Jaca because he was called to Files to do his military service. So he was away then, but they never left here. I speak the Luega, the language that they spoke, that they grew up with. So, the mother tongue of both of them. So, maybe I'm the person who speaks it the worst. I speak because I speak.
because the others,
Well, other people, well, they married outside like I did or went looking for love. From other places, people came here, from the Plateau of Castilla, from Galicia, from other towns who no longer speak the same way we do.
the people from here.
Yes, the natives from here.
Are there many people here? What's the situation in the village? Because you know that I go around visiting little villages and showing a bit of what life is really like in them, not just when there are a lot of people, but throughout the whole year. What's life like here in Vizcaya? How many people live here?
Here we sleep, but we don't stay overnight.
Yes, really living here?
Living here, 23 people. The young ones, many of them, go out to work elsewhere, but most of us are already retired. We're already old. Yes, there's a little girl who's 7 years old, and her mother, yes, who's about 41, and another girl who's about 42, another young woman. They're the ones who could grow families in the village, but there are only a few. Yes, they want to. Two families, people who are still a bit young, but the rest of us are already old.
And the school? Do you have a school here?
Well, we used to have a school. First, there was a school over there by the Bolera. Then that school was sold, and when the road was built, the town started to improve because the little trucks could get here. So a school was established, a new school was built. But later, that's when they gathered everyone in Kangas, which I didn't experience, and then everyone went to Kangas. They went up and they brought them down, but they had to walk down on foot. Luckily, they now take a taxi down. Things have changed a lot.
Can you take me to the school and show me where it is?
The old one or the new one?
The old one, that's what I like. Well then, let's go there and you show it to me.
Yes, let's go here. Subtitles. This house now belongs to the Castilian woman, to Leonisa, and the school door was here. And I would be here until I was about 11 or 12 years old. Afterwards, this was sold. The town hall sold it, and they built another new one down below. Now we have it for, well, the neighborhood association. We have things there, well, chairs, tables.
That's where you meet and have parties now, right?
To set up the tent, to put things in there. The party is held here, it's held here. We put up a tent, and this is where the dance happens. It's just like in the old days. Here, the dance. We set up the tent, we all get together, old and young, even if it's just to help a little by being there. Yes. And here we put up the tent, and here we have the party.
Hey, I have to come because I miss a lot of village festivals.
Of course, sure.
I noticed you had amazing nature views. What was it like studying at this school? Did you get distracted often?
No, not distracted at all, not at all. The windows face downhill, and since you're used to it, and you're born and you already see the landscape, it doesn't really catch your attention that much. Like if they had taken me up above Sella and I could see the beach, or like for my little boy, my son Lieres, who liked trains, he would hear the train passing by and would look out the window.
But it's something new.
But not here. Here there was nothing.
It's just that this little town is very well located. It's on a little hill between mountains. It's beautiful.
You throw a bucket of water and it goes toward the Dobra.
To the Double River? Yes.
And in front of my house you have a bucket for here, for the double. You have another bucket for there, and it goes to the cellar.
For the Sella River?
We are there on a pack saddle.
Look at this madness. It's just wonderful. Over there, that house is the Tea Somas.
La casa es el río La Vara.
I don't know.
This camera, and look at the peaks.
I know, it's just that this camera can't possibly capture what we're seeing, but seeing all of this, I imagine all the shepherds in those cabins back in their time, all of this worked. The mountain.
That doesn't belong to Bis. The double goes through there. That belongs to Sehuenchu.
That's the story, Sewenchu.
The municipality of Cangas de Onis.
Cangasonis.
And there we have, below that farmhouse by the Lavara River, is San Vicente's pool.
Which is very famous, yes?
Very famous.
A lot of people go there?
Way too crowded.
Yeah, way too crowded.
Yeah. Over there we have the viewpoint where you can see the pool, but it's like the promised land. You see the basin, but you don't step on it because before you could go down and walk around and you could get down to the river easily. But now it's all taken over, full of, well, brush, so you can't get through.
With the depopulation of the people, well, of the villages, I imagine that everything around here, what we now see as brush, used to be farmland and land where resources could be used, right?
No, it's just that wherever a pair of cows and a laviego, a plow, could get in, it all got plowed. Planting corn and beans, which was the main food source. If there was corn, there was cornbread. And if there were beans, there were beans. If there was cornbread, there was no James, no hunger. Hunger. Yes, James.
Fame, hambre.
Hambre.
See, I love the way you speak, because that way a lot of people will remember their grandparents, those who are immigrants. People in Asturias have traditionally spoken that way, and some still do. I don't use it much myself, even though I took Babel classes as it's fading away. That makes me sad. I think one day I'll get a bit more into it because I really like it. Some words do come out, but it's not the same. I see that you have it integrated.
Here in the village, well, there were a lot of people who emigrated to Argentina, to Cuba, to Venezuela. And well, yes, people in the year, well, around 1950, a lot of people left. And even before that, earlier, people also left. They left for Argentina and for Cuba. And then later on, they left for European countries. I mean, for Europe, Belgium, Switzerland, Germany. So there, yes, there was a much better economy. They came, they built houses, they made new houses, and people lived there.
It was...
Things were getting a little better, yes. Well, here we are at the Quedapil viewpoint. This viewpoint was made by nature. They just had to add wood. Because for safety, both for people and for kids, for safety, because otherwise, down you go, it's wood, it's a cliff. So the neighborhood association, well, we all became members, and well, a lot of people signed up. Now things are slowing down, not as much anymore. Well, anyway, like everything else. So they built that fountain, so there would be a fountain here. They bought these benches, they put up a fence. Oh my goodness.
Mati?
What a
Wonderful.
place for the trash. This fountain was managed by a neighbor from here in the village with stone, and it was in 2014.
And Mati, it's wonderful. I'm amazed. Look at these views, and we haven't even reached the place yet.
The neighborhood association did it. The one who made the fountain was Gerardo. This water doesn't have any chlorine. This is the one that comes from the Vinero well and the one that comes to the fountain. Of course, it comes all the way here, then goes up to the tank, and there it's treated with chlorine. But this doesn't have any chlorine. It's treated with chlorine, but this one doesn't have chlorine. This one doesn't have chlorine. And it's good water. I've never seen a bathroom like this. From here, who have you seen? Well, for the Palisares, well, for Paz Civil, which already belongs to the Council of Cangues. And in the back, there's a Roman bridge, the Puente Viejo, which is really beautiful. It connects Cangas de Onís, the Council of Cangas de Onís, and Amieva, where the bridge bends. Here, there's a trail to the Curies Valley. These are the peaks we've seen. All of that used to be chestnut groves. People got by on chestnuts and did well. And they would stave off hunger.
Yes, and look at how it is now.
Well, abandoned.
A whole forest, yes.
We're going to have to pick some chestnuts. Now, even the chestnuts are sick. All right, come on, follow me. Let's go. All right, well, look. The one that connects from over there, wherever you can, that's the Dobra River, and that over there is the San Vicente Pool.
Wow, what a view, Mati. Wow, what a view. And the sun hasn't even hit it yet, but with this camera, I don't know if... Okay, yeah, I can already hear it. What a paradise. And look there.
Well, we're arriving at Santiago Chapel in Vis. Here, Santiago Day is celebrated on July 25th with Mass and a festival. And here, Mass on Santiago Day and not much else. We belong to the parish of Santa Maria de Mian. So here, when we pass away, when we die,
Us?
we go to the parish to be buried. And before there was no road. So we had to carry the bodies in a yombo on our shoulders.
Oh my God.
So the men from the households in all the villages had to go. That way they could take turns. Because a corpse, a coffin,
Is very heavy. It's very heavy and it's very far away.
it's very heavy. It was the farthest away. That little village you see there, that's La Fresneda, which also, wait, let's say it belongs to us too.
You can see it over there. It seems close, but you must go down before going back up.
And go back up again. La Fresneda to get to San Mames Samesmian. And from here you can see Pico Pierzu.
Well, what amazes me is the location of this church, really, because it's a chapel, it's a chapel. Chapel, yes, yes, but chapel. As Mariano said, it's almost touching the sky. They built it here intentionally, right? Yes.
They're almost always close to the sky. And well, here, Santiago is the patron, the one who protects, the one who looks after the people of Vis, because he's our patron saint.
Mati, I'm really, honestly, guys, I'm telling you from the heart, I'm really impressed with the location of this Cabildo. I mean, well, the little chapel, the snow-capped mountains there, the surroundings, seeing the little village down here, the chimneys with smoke coming out.
Look, the peaks over there.
And the peaks there. Impressive, Mati. The peaks are beautiful. It's one of the prettiest little chapels I've seen.
Well, thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm telling you the truth.
Because since it's our chapel, or my chapel, yes, I take it personally now, my chapel, Santiago is the patron who watches over Vizcaya. The procession was held, it went around. But in 1926, the inauguration of the fountain took place, the fountain.
Of the town's fountain?
Because there was no water.
And how did you bring it here, before the fountain?
Well, how did I bring it? That was before my time. But you had to go to Cenis, to the stream, to a fountain that's called the Middle Fountain, which looks like an oven, like a bread baking oven. It has that shape. It's really beautiful. If we have time, maybe we'll go to Vela, because Vela is worth it. Well, Alvaro, look, here the villages are disappearing. The older people, as a matter of life, well, they pass away and they're no longer here. Here I met Alfredo and Antonia, Antona as they called her, and the healer. And here, well, the house later on, he died first. He died around 83, 82, 83, or maybe even a little earlier. And downstairs there was the pen where they kept the pigs, and upstairs was the house with the kitchen. A little hallway, which is like a hall. And the living room, where there were 2 beds. One for him and one for her. And here is the granary.
In fact, one of the support posts is still here.
But this granary belonged to 3 owners. Antona on one side, the Vizcaínos on top, and Maria Cuesta on the bottom.
So they shared it?
They shared, the granaries are shared, almost all of them. Almost all of them. And you see how it is.
Yes, what a shame.
And when Santiago came around, well, we cleaned it up a bit. In this other house, well, Abelina lived there too, Abelina and Gravelin, who was the lady, and him. And the husband's son who stayed raised 3 of the husband's children plus 4 of hers. And everyone left. And here, Abelina and Gravelin stayed here.
You have to leave. It breaks your heart to walk through the village and see this.
And so, my mother, poor Abelina, Antona, Sofia, who lived in that house, Camilla, another neighbor, well, they were the neighbors here, from the La Canela neighborhood. So people would talk. I remember that the conversation was about Les Pites. Look at your little hen, because I knew Les Pites like kids know them. I knew Mira. Look, she's blushing.
It's about the hens.
The hens. They're going to lay. She's going to lay soon. This one, she'll lay soon. Well, yes, she's starting to lay this and that, and then something else. Talking about food, about going to get water, because we had to go get water in buckets, yeah, to the fountain to bring it back.
Oh my goodness.
For cooking, to take with us, and for washing at the fountain, but it was very cold. But before, they had to go to other places and bring it like pudding.
Oh my goodness.
Like pudding.
And you can see the future that's being left for us here in Asturias. What a true reflection.
It brings sadness and pain. This used to be a house. Look, it has a porch, a staircase, a round window, which the ivy is covering, but it's made of stone. Here is the balcony.
Wow, that's close. I'll get closer. Look, there's the country cart. Oh, wow.
Country cart, of course, and a barrel that was used to make cider.
Did they make cider with that barrel?
Yes, you put the cider in there?
Impressive. Look at the corridor here, already covered by the...
This house is very beautiful. Beautiful, very pretty. It's very old.
With the horio here?
And here the horio. Those beams were for hanging the poles used to knock down chestnuts.
That is, the sticks used to knock down chestnuts.
And to knock down the chestnuts.
That's great.
And there they would hang, you see them, the cabitos or gavitos.
Yes, gavilanes, gavitos, the hooks. They're called that where I'm from too.
The hooks.
These ones up here.
Look, and we call them cabitos.
Those ones over there. That's right. Mati, the people in this town, what did they mainly do for a living?
Well, in the old days, even my great-grandfather, they used to go all the way to Castile to harvest. And then people lived off cows, though there weren't many, and off the livestock, which means cows and sheep, or rather goats and sheep. And from a pig you kept for San Martin, so it could be raised. You sold the piglets. When they were small, about 2 months old, you kept one for San Martin, so you could have food at home, and then the chestnuts. Chestnuts, we used to gather chestnuts and the burrs with some tongs and put them in the quarries, which are like some stone structures, yes. They're made of round stones, and there they were covered with leaves, and well, that's how it was, and there they would ripen. It could be, and then at this time, or even before, maybe in November, December, from Ivar's Villas, it's November, December, Vivas Villases. They finish, they gather, and they give them out, and then they lived off chestnuts. And those chestnuts really satisfied your hunger. The women were very inventive. They are the ones who hold up the 3 corners of a house, and the women from before even more than those of today. Now, we don't even know what we're upset about.
Your mother is no longer here, I imagine?
Right? No, 97 years old. She died 2 years ago.
2 years ago, at 97.
And she worked a lot.
Yes, she was hardworking.
She worked a lot, taking care of the cows, doing everything. And then mending, making underwear for the men in the house, for the brothers. She also sewed for my father. She never did it professionally, but she did sew. For the pants, they would patch the seats and patch the knees. It was like the men looked very modern, like these pants you see now that are 2 colors. Yes. Well, they looked, let's say, wonderful, yes. We're arriving at the Fuente Medio. This is called the Fuente Medio. So I'm going to show it to you because we would have to fix it up a bit since it has the shape of an oven. An oven like the ones used to bake bread. This way. The water came out from below. And it went in through there. It has the shape of the oven.
Look, well, I'm going to get closer.
Yes, watch the drinking trough and avoid leaving footprints.
This was the old drinking trough.
It's there.
You were saying it's about the shape of that small hole.
It has the shape of the oven. It's stone. And on top it's not cleaned, but it also has a stone slab on top.
This part up here? Yes, the part that covers the top.
That's full of, weeds. The maleza.
I think the stream flowed out here.
The stream came out, so this is where the Valley Coast would go in. The valicos are the skin of a lamb or a kid that were treated, that were greased. You had to skin them in such a way that they came out whole, not opened whole.
Yes, so the entire skin could be used?
There are people who know how to skin the animal so that it comes out ready for valico. Then they would tie the legs, the pietina, the coluga as it was called, the neck. And it's like a hermetic container, a bag, but made of skin.
Yes, the ancient Romans used it for wine and everything in ancient times.
That comes from, so there they would pour the milk from two types, which was from Ratin's cows or Cassin's cows, which had a lot of fat. They would put it in the cold, and with the cold the cream would rise, the cream, and then by the warmth of the fire in the kitchen, which was stoked below in the hearth.
In the old hearth, yes, they've seen many of those.
There it was heated, and there it was kneaded. It was churned, working it. When the sound changed, they could tell. When the sound changed, the butter was ready. Then they would take out the milk. Before my father and my mother, they would strain it a little, and then it was made there. She would knead it, and then the ball of butter would come out, the butter.
I'm seeing the smile and the expression on your face right now, and I know you're reliving those times as you tell me about it. Well, it's just that you're giving me life. I'm smiling like a little kid watching you tell me everything.
I'm reliving what my father and my mother used to tell me. Because, well, I know that the valico was used up in the mountain pasture, but, well, things kept evolving. But when my father and my mother were growing up, and my grandparents too, it was the valico, and they would put it out to dry. And the lard, well, it was valuable. Yes, it was valuable for eating at home. And if there was enough, the lard, it would be cooked. With a little stone of salt so you wouldn't overdo it, and the lard would be cooked kind of brownish, a little grainy. And then with the cake, later when bread arrived, even better, you would spread that lard, and it was really good. The cooked lard, really good.
How many times do you think your grandparents and your ancestors came here?
No, and my father and my mother, well, to cool off. Because even this one is from long ago. Nobody knows how old it is. The other one came in 1926, which, well, was a long time ago too. Yes, but this one in recent years is the centennial. Let's see if we celebrate it. 4 piece. Because they worked a lot. They had to bring or they had to fetch water from a spring. Then the water line was installed and nothing was subsidized.
They did everything by their own effort. They did it themselves.
And all by their own effort. And to be able to pay for the materials chipping in. Chipping in, some more, some less.
Contributing whatever they could.
Contributing. And then he came. And then they became, my great-grandfather was a stonemason, and in Puebla there were many stonemasons. And together they quarried stone, because there's a quarry here. They took out stone and made the fountain.
Of course, Mati. We must honor those who worked so hard. They deserve it?
That's right, sir. We don't appreciate those who fought and those who worked. Here we are arriving at this Horio, which is from the year 1800 and something. Wow, from when Napoleon's troops, the French invasion, passed through Asturias. Back then it was painted, but the Horio collapsed. It collapsed, it deteriorated. They restored it. They used the wood that was there and some new wood, and the paintings were here. But it looks really bad.
But were they paintings of soldiers or?
Of the soldiers. Yes, look, yes, if you look there.
You see it there.
But very deteriorated. So we would have mentioned it because the lady from the cultural department came by here. Look, here's another one with a scythe.
Look at that painting, surely made by people from that time and maybe by a soldier, possibly? Possibly.
Yes.
Yes, yes, the people from culture and all that have said so. In fact, I'm going to show you some images, well, some old photographs, old ones.
Yes, it stands out.
It looks much better. Look,
Here, Alvaro, there's some here too.
look here too, yes, yes.
Let's see if you can. Yes, it comes out well. Maybe a bit clearer. There.
How beautiful, my goodness, to think about the history this has from the time of Napoleon.
Napoleon, and there was also one around here. And we were saying that it would be good so as not to ruin them, to preserve their things. A panel made of wood with the original photographs so that visitors could see them. Because here you can barely see them and it's a shame. Well,
Marty, that's a great idea. Also, a small sign explaining what you're seeing would help, since this is really being lost.
you notice it only if you know about it, and otherwise you don't appreciate things. Before, it was much easier to see.
Family, I think we'll say goodbye here in a wonderful spot in the village Mati is showing me, right beside the historic Horio. What is this, a viewpoint?
No, this is the neighborhood, Pedrosu. And this is called the lane. The lane? The lane.
Yes, it definitely seems like a viewpoint.
They closed it to separate the properties from the road, and from here you can see the village. Wow, almost all of it.
Look, Mati lives here in this little house right here. Yes.
This house.
How wonderful.
These are cuts.
You should be proud of the town you live in. Yes.
Because I was lucky to find a husband who also feels at home in this land, with the neighbors, with everything. And well, we've always had good neighbors, except that some new ones came, but they're wonderful people too. So what more could we ask for?
Nothing.
Mati, I tried to go through the years and old age with a bit of calm and peace.
Well, Mati, I have to thank you so much for this visit, for everything you've told me. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And to Mariano as well, because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have met you, honestly.
Mariano is amazing.
Amazing. That's why I recorded Mariano so many times. He's very special to me. I don't want to talk much because I get emotional. I've been very sensitive lately, but Mariano, every time I go out with you, honestly, wow, I can't describe how comfortable I feel. You make everything so easy for me. Besides, we've become friends through the videos we've recorded. For me, Mariano has become a very important friend, of course. Even though he doesn't appear much on the channel, we do keep in touch a lot. And I would like to, but the thing is, we're pretty far apart. I have to go out and record. I have to work. I have things to do. But honestly, Mariano is someone very important in my life. I have to say it like that. He has fully welcomed me into his life, and thanks to YouTube, I'm proud to have met people like the ones you're seeing here. It's incredible. You people from the countryside are genuinely authentic.
Thank you.
And I say this from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, lately I've been very sensitive and I get emotional. I remember my grandparents, I remember, well, my dog, and those, I'm getting more sensitive as I get older.
And those from the city, don't forget that your roots are in the villages.
Well, yes, so we can't forget it.
And poor kid who doesn't have a village to come to on vacation.
Yes.
To their grandparents' house, especially those who live in the cities.
They really miss out.
Because here, with all the kids and children around, they had a wonderful time. They even went as far as Cordobelos. That we do nothing at all.
Nothing, just to have fun.
Well
then.
Well, I also have a lot to thank you for, all the work you're doing with the whole villages thing. And at least to reflect a bit of the past history. Although, honestly, for many things we didn't make it in time, but oh well.
I know.
At least you're doing work that's worthy of admiration.
Thank you, Mariano.
But because this is a reflection that will remain for all of history. I mean, it's a shame that these means didn't exist in the past, because then we would be even prouder to reflect our ancestors. Well, yes, so to all the friends of Bitu, a big hug to everyone, and well, I'm still here collecting, still cocoleando.
I'm not ending the video yet because Mariano really wanted me to show you a small village he recommended. I'll start with a general shot, then we'll move closer over there and end the video. I'll show you, it's incredible. That village also has amazing views. They all belong to the same place, right? We're in the council of Amiva, which is very close to your village, about 40 minutes away.
The village we're going to visit is actually called Amieva.
It's called Amieva, and that's where we're going next. I'll show you a shot of Amieva. If you want us to visit it like we did this one, let us know in the comments. I'll also take this opportunity, as always, to leave my social media links so you can stay a bit more up to date with content that I don't upload here on YouTube. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks to everyone for your support.
Well, thank you. Well,
Thank you, thank you.
we're ready for anything. Let's go.
And well, guys, the next town we'd like to show you, we'll be checking the comments to see if we recorded or not, is this little town we have down here. It's that town over there, Amiva. And well, we'll be keeping an eye on the comments, right, Mariano? Yes, yes. To see if we can get someone from this town to show us this incredible place.